that a lot of people who request money for blood donation have a higher prevalence of these transfusion transmissible diseases.
I don't know how that connects. Why?
Well, what has been linked with that is that anybody that asks for money, to donate blood can do anything.
Okay.
No, and then the second thing is that they just care about the money. They don't care about the patient they are giving the blood to. Then they usually give wrong informations. They don't want to be traced. Okay. And it's been found that a lot of people that do that are social miscreants. There are people on the streets, and they want that to be their source of income. And they can do anything, they can go to any extent for that reason. Okay. That is why, and they have seen that some of them do have multiple sexual partners, and that is where the idea of them having a higher prevalence of
the diseases comes from. Okay, when a person is transfused, does the person have unpleasant reactions? Are there adverse effects? For example, like an immune response or something?
Well, generally, on a general note, 95% of people will not react to blood donation. But there are a few times when, maybe out of anxiety, especially the first-time donors, they may feel faint after the donation. Some may even vomit.
Just out of anxiety? Anxiety that what? They've lost a lot of blood? Or?
No, anxiety about, what is going to happen? Okay. What next? How am I going to feel?
Oh, what a huge needle!
Exactly. There had been times when we had to advise donors to please come back because the anxiety was just too much. Immediately you bring your needle there like this, too much anxiety. So generally,
it's a safe thing.
It is safe.
Okay,
yes.
but do you have a period of observation of whoever donates? Like, you've donated, let's look at you for a while and make sure you're okay before we send you home. Is there anything like that?
Yes, there is. When we bleed people, we advise them to remain on the car for like 10-15 minutes. And before we allow them to get up, they shouldn't rush up. Once they get up, we give them fluid to take, which is very, very important after donation. Okay,
now we have mentioned a lot of benefits to the recipient of the blood. It can make a person live. Okay, before we even go into that, if a pint of blood is donated, how much good can it do? Just 1 pint?
Well, donating 1 pint, it can be used for 3 to 4 people. Because
can it save the lives of 3 to 4 people?
Yes, because we have a machine that can break that 1 unit into about 3-4 parts.
Okay.
And then you give what the patient needs to the patient. There are some people, what they need is just the red cells, and then you give it to them. There are some people that need just the plasma, which contains what we call coagulation factors.
That's for clotting of blood?
Yes. So it may be that is all they require, you give it to them because you have separated them. And there are some people, what they need is what we call platelets. These are the tiny components of the whole blood too. So once you give, and then we can also go ahead and prepare what we call cryoprecipitate, in which case, it's a process. That one contains mainly one of the factors for the hemophiliacs. So it can be broken into it, rather than using it as a single unit. It's a waste of blood. So the way to optimize is to break it into its components.
You just mentioned hemophiliacs.
Yeah.
Well, I am aware that they need something called factor 8, sometimes factor 9, and those, those come in containers for them. So where is the connection? Is it that if people donate enough blood, those things will not need to be imported anymore?
Well, the imported one is better because it's easily available, is brought in bottles. But the fluid part, which we prepare in the lab, is equally effective.
Okay.
Is equally effective. It's just that, it has to be kept at a particular temperature in the freezers and for as long as possible. But those ones that are manufactured by the pharmaceutical companies are more handy. Okay. Wherever it is available.
Do you get mixed feelings about having blood drives, because of the lack of electricity or the epileptic electricity supply? Do you feel, why should we ask for so much blood? What if we don't have anywhere to keep the blood? What if we don't have enough facilities to cool the blood? Being in Nigeria, I'm wondering, do you have mixed feelings about that?
Well, yeah, that mixed feeling is there, but that is well taken care of by the government. In all the hospitals, we have backup standby generators. Like in where my office is, where we produce these products, we have regular lights, regular supply of electricity. So in all the other hospitals, the situation is much, much better now than ever before. So there is less anxiety.
So a donor doesn't have to say, what's the use of donating blood if we waste anyway?
No. We make
that's well taken care of.
That's well taken care of. We don't have any anxiety about where the electricity is not available. We have backup generators.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, now that we've mentioned so many benefits for the donor, that 1 pint can even save 4 lives, is there any benefit for the donor?
Yes, there are benefits for the donors, and I'm going to categorize that into 2 benefits as we give it to them in Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, which is that when you donate your blood, we are going to do your genotype and blood group.
Okay.
And we give you the card. These are information that do not change.
Yes.
So you can use it.
Same.
Yes.
But before we go into the bulk of that, because I know there's a lot involved, let's take a short break.
All right.
We'll take a short break now and we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.